Well, hello. It's live o'clock. Happy new moon in Leo. Let's see. This is my third house, which is where my IC is. That's the only placement I have in Leo. So I hope we see many other Leo havers. These glasses are bugging me. They're like really tight right here. Oh yeah. I gotta get my monitor set up because comments are always nerdy, geeky, horrible. Facebook has gone significantly downhill. In terms of reliability. These ones are so much looser on the back of my ears. I wonder if they're the right ones though. I see somebody's here, but I gotta log into this to see comments. My bad. I needed to have this computer set up a lot quicker. Close YouTube. Open up Facebook. I was just eating a bunch of nuts. What's up, Michael? Do I really have to log into all this shit right now? Log the fuck in. Almost there. Just like handfuls of these like mixed nuts with little chunks of peanut butter in there. Yeah, you can update your password. I didn't plan with my secondary phone to actually have any sort of radio going on. See any comments yet, but that doesn't mean that there aren't any. Glad to have you guys. Didn't plan with my secondary phone to actually have. Okay, let's mute that. Getting all this set up gives me the most nerves of this whole thing, is making sure the technology is working correctly. It might not be, you know? Why is it being so slow though? Show me the fucking comment section. Okay, thank you for sharing it. I appreciate it. Appreciate everything you do, Michael. You don't gotta stay. All right, so now that I've got the comments set up, oh, holy shit, I got comments right here in front of me. Nice. Thank you. For what? What are you apologizing for? Oh, I see. That part came up. It is what it is. I'm glad it got done at all. Life can get a little bit busy, especially when you're multitasking. Like, real life is a multitask and it can be a challenge. My palms are itchy. I was just cleaning the church today. Either that or somebody's like trying to steal my magic. Let me get tuned in here. I gotta say my little card prayer. Let me get a deck in my hand. Doesn't matter what deck. I just like how it feels when I do my card prayer. Spirit of angels of truth, love, light, and benevolent darkness. Please bless any and all words coming into my mind and out of my mouth. Ask that you set my ego aside so that I can be a part of this reading without interjecting any of my bias into it. I ask that only energies with good intention for our highest good be entered into this circle. Any energies trying to be malicious, confusing, or misleading in any way, they're not allowed in. Thank you for giving me this gift to be able to share with anybody who needs it today. Help me be the perfect vessel for this exact moment for whoever needs it. Thank you. Let us get out of the way of the message. Okay. We're all good. Looks like there is, I don't know if it's you, Michael, still there. We have Leo season, new moon in Leo, sun in Leo. It's kind of a fun little juxtaposition because we have the metaphor of the brightest star in the sky and simultaneously with the darkest phase of the moon. So I would say, not having looked at any of the other aspects in astrology, I haven't looked up an ephemeris for it or anything, but just going off of my vibes, our self-definitions of what we're capable of, what we're willing to brag about, what we're actually capable of versus what we've been promising. You know, we're cashing, what did they say? Cashing checks with your mouth that your ass can't pay or something like that. You know, we're making sure that we're following up with a healthy ego and not just saying yes. You know, I've met so many people that everybody loved at first, you know, because they were so good at being people who said yes. Yes, that idea is great. Yes, let's do it. Yes, this, yes, that. But there was never enough time and space for everybody's ideas, let alone enough time on earth to get all of these projects done. And this guy wound up pissing a lot of people off because he was telling everybody that we were a 501c3 and we weren't. The proper paperwork hadn't been filed yet. And I was on board, like I was a board member at this 501c3. I spent so many hours. It was for cannabis, right? So we would make these little ribbons for people to wear because we would go do court support at court for people who were arrested for weed possession in any way, shape, or form. And we would go to court and present a united front and do fundraisers and all this stuff. What's up, Jenny? Good to see you. We're gonna. I'm talking about my feelings of the astrology of the moment, and just intuitively not having looked at any ephemerises and what it's reminding me of certain eras of my life. And I was talking about this 501c3 that I was a part of, where the guy that ran it was everybody's best friend because he said yes to everything. And I was exploring how the sun is the brightest star in the sky, but yet we have the darkest moon phase here at the same time. So we're sort of really getting an introspection on what we need to do to shine better, the kind of boundaries we might need to have about shining, because being too positive, too yes involved is too people pleasy, and there's not enough time and space for that. We have to be very focused about what sort of things we're willing to put out there, what sort of light we're shining. Another example I'm thinking of right now is I was reading about the Alexandria lighthouse, the lighthouse at Alexandria, and how many fires they had to use to keep it going, and how they honed it into one singular focus, and how many miles it's shown, and that works way better to bring the ships in. You have to sort of show people where the boundaries of the light are and focus it more intensely to make it more effective. Yes, brightness is good. It's too equanimous. Is that even the right word to use? It is too equalized. It's too unitarian. The sun shines on everybody. It's not a favorite. So if we want to experience what it's like, what's up, Jason? I saw Jenny and Jason. If we want to have the highs, we want to have the win. I was just talking about, we've got to have some lows. So we can't always be so self-involved in the ego of winning, or the consciousness of always being on, even performing for your attention. That was a very interesting addition. So I don't know who needs to hear it, but you might want to look into being a workaholic, or thinking that you have to perform to earn affection, or you might not know who you are without chasing certain ideals or certain aesthetics. You might be getting tested about that. Anyway, so that's a lot of the main shit that I'm feeling about this new moon, and I promised y'all that I would have a Mercury retrograde story as well. What's up, Jennifer? So I'm a 12th houser. I'm gonna make sure I'm not missing everybody's comments here before I launch into this story. Good to see everybody. My homies are all here. I love that. All right, so this fucking day I've had, psychic fucking bullshit. Last night, um, I gotta take it further back than last night. Okay, there was this guy in my life. He's a Taurus, Scorpio Taurus, and he recently deleted me in March, out of the blue. And I cared about him very much, and I felt like he very much cared about me, but I think he got afraid. And last night, there's been no contact, so I haven't anticipated any contact. And I wouldn't necessarily call what happened today contact, but it was very strange. I had a dream last night about this Taurus, Scorpio Taurus. And I dreamed that he was filming himself, because he's a life coach, so he makes videos and stuff. I dreamed I saw him looking at his phone camera, right? So I saw his face in a box like this. That's how I came into the dream, was seeing his face like that. And then he put his phone down. My consciousness is here, and I feel like I'm him, and I've never had this sensation in a dream before, where I was seeing it point of view through somebody else's eyes and knowing cognitively whose identity it was that I was inside of. I've never had a dream inside of somebody else before that I was aware of. I might be remote viewing in other places and jumping into other people's bodies, but I've never been quite aware of who I was jumping into, right? So this is it's so fucking weird. Just this alone, like that sensation of seeing something through somebody else's eyes. And so he looked around towards his left, and I was seeing like the windowsill, the frame of the window, the curtain. There was like right directly behind him, there was a drum set and like a tapestry. And over here to the right, because he did a full 360, there was like a dude sitting on a couch or a bed or something, and he was sitting there just drumming. And then there was somebody else standing in the bathroom to the right, and it was just backlit. And I felt like he was in charge of his space. He was either I don't get that he had bought it, but he felt like this was my space. I feel like he was renting it, and I was just the weirdest sensation. And then I went to try to use my phone to kind of look up his profile to see if he was talking about living in a new place in my dream, and my phone wasn't working. Like it just wasn't working right. And I woke up and I thought, Jesus Christ, like I've been trying actively not to think about this guy. I've been trying not to go to his profile or nothing. And I thought, how heavy, how weird, how strange to be dreaming through somebody else's eyeballs like that. And I went about my day. I made a little recording of myself for my Instagram, because I do little talking videos every day. And then I get off my talking video and I see a mutual that knows the Taurus Scorpio Taurus is live. And I just click on it randomly, and sure enough, this motherfucker is on the live with my mutual friend. And I'm just like, oh my God, they can see my name pop up. Fuck. So I jumped out of it real quick, and then I thought about getting back on real quick and saying hi. So I jumped in, and then I realized, like, if this Taurus, Scorpio Taurus wanted to say hi to you, he would have. So just back out, let them do their business, and leave. So I got to work today, but I was real shook that I accidentally saw his face. It was like dream inception. I feel like I really know what's going on with his life all of a sudden just because of the POV, and I didn't ask for any of it. So I wasn't on drugs. I didn't even smoke a joint last night. I just went to bed. So when I tell you these psychic things going on in your life, these weird notions, I don't know how you get your messages, but you're getting your messages. You need to be very perceptive, and it's probably a really good time to cut down on both caffeine use and other substances, just to really get some deep clarity right now. If you would rather dive into the experience, I hope you have some really good psychedelics. And I hope you have a very good, strong constitution. Okay, now let's look at the comments. So that's my Mercury retrograde story. I don't just this dude and I have a huge 12th house layover, and when I say this was a Mercury retrograde experience, this is better than getting a phone call from me. An ex will never call me, but if they'll show up in a dream and hijack my consciousness, oh fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. He's got not only his sun in my 12th, but he's got his Venus, Mars, and Saturn all in my 12th too. So I'm just flabbergasted. What's up, guys? Not just guys, Elizabeth. So you're welcome to share any trippy shit that's going on in your life, because I know all y'all have something going on. Now, and then I have something to surprise you with as well. So while I'm still jabber-jawing, we have somebody sponsored for readings. So if you guys just want a reading, say so. But yeah, tell me your trippy Mercury retrograde psychic experiences lately, because I know I don't want to feel like I'm the only one drowning in it. I know mine's particularly 12th housey, but I need somebody else's stories to make me feel more sane right now. It's disorienting. Never been in somebody else's body like that before. He's fit as fuck. Like polyjuice. You'd like a reading? Okay. Do you have an area of life you would prefer the reading on? That's how I do it. I don't really I don't need a lot of details. You can just give me one word and I'll just launch towards that direction. Uh, we'll do some oracles as well. So it'll just, go from there. My experiences freak me the fuck out sometimes. Get all these cards in one spot. That's 2 decks. Spirituality. Okay. I think for you, in your oracle card, just to begin it all with, I'm going to do the Abraham Hicks. Ask and it is given. To set the base note for your spirituality reading. I feel so spiritually naked. Food delivery stuff, I mean, that can be very irritating. Okay, yeah. Yes, you can have one too, Elizabeth. Okay, so Jennifer, Jason, Elizabeth. Jennifer, Elizabeth. Is there one more? Jenny. Jennifer. So they're all claimed. All right, no problem. I got all y'all in the room taken care of. We'll just my comments are jumping around and it's making it hard for me to tell who's first. So let's see. Jason, Jenny, next. Then Jennifer, then Elizabeth. Okay. 2 Jennys. Jennifer and a Jenny. Jason first. Get this in for spirituality for Jason. I am a vibrational transmitter and receiver. You've had 3 dreams in the last 3 weeks, the most recent being 2 days ago, where you were watching yourself like a third party and watching yourself whisper to yourself 3 different times. Girl, I get it. I've been having dreams within dreams where I'm aware that I'm dreaming, and then I'll wake up inside the dream and then wake up again later. And it's just like this very lucid time. Irritating food delivery. So 3 dreams and 3 separate incidents. So the number 3 is popping up. Grand finale ended with a 24-ounce iced coffee mocha. Oh, no. From the 3rd floor to the 1st. No. Well, that's just terrible. Nobody likes to break out the Swiffer. Okay, so this is Jason's card. In every moment, you are broadcasting a very specific vibrational signal that is instantly being understood and answered. And immediately, your present and future circumstances begin changing in response to the signal you are projecting. The entire universe right now is being affected by what you are offering. So you are the very epicenter of everything going on in your life. They're wanting to know that. Like, you are the creator of your experience in every way. So that's your baseline reminder. Getting out the tarot cards right now. Massive breakthrough on a long-time blockage thanks to a close friend and particularly interesting dreams, man. So you are a vibrational transmitter and receiver. So the more you go within, the more you'll discover within, the more reasons to go within you'll have. It's pulling you inward for a very good reason. There was an aura and a light code beam. I don't know what's going on lately. I feel like I'm being like abducted by aliens. My consciousness is not mine. So more on Jason's, what did he put it? Massive breakthrough. Let's look at this situation. Aha, eureka, whatever you want to call it. Epiphany. I love that word. Sounds so French. Epiphany. How many cards do you want me to pull for? You just giving me odd numbers? They're like 3 or 5. If we need to pull up to 5, that's fine, but we'll just start with 3. Times are not very clear. They're like, or. Alrighty. I pulled this card earlier, or rather it was pulled for me. So we're starting with the Strength card. This is my pulled tarot deck. Death. Saw the glare. Strength, death, big stuff. Big stuff, Jason. Queen of Wands. This bitch. We all love her. So either you're getting help from nature or you're getting help from a feminine embodiment. It seems like maybe this is just this is what's I'm feeling like. There is a teacher. It feels like you're a mentor, feminine mentor. And you did mention a friend. I don't know if it is a female, but there's a feminine aspect regardless. But I really feel like, if not now, a feminine that's going to cross your path that has a way of helping you see yourself in a new light and using your instinct in different ways. And you never thought you'd see yourself being this person. Now, I'm saying there's a high likelihood of you not embodying a part of the Queen of Wands yourself, because we have such feminine strength in the Strength card as well. And there is a little bit of that in the Death card. There's this It's like women are the most sensitive. We can sense if things are breathing down our necks spiritually. Death again. It's about being playful because the Queen of Wands knows how to lure and play with and be seductive and flirtatious. We might need more. Give me more. Give me a more well-rounded story here. So what death? Like, so what strength? What are we looking at? Okay. What are we really coming out on the other side for on this? We see Queen of Wands. So we know it's going to be like forceful, but also a little bit dark. No, okay. I think this is just a balance. And that's what feels chaotic. There's elements, probably good old alchemy, really volatility that's happening between your feminine side and your masculine side that's balancing things out for you. You're learning how to harness your passions and be creative at the same time instead of maybe get overloaded with tasks, right? There's something that helps you unlock a potential for legacy, leaving something behind. I think that's why we're getting the death card. Is there's a future legacy, something a mark on the world that you're able to leave at this point. That's a very strange thing to say, but I think this is a really a big soul calling for you, Jason. What's up, Emily? It's a good direction. Were you having trouble getting in, Emily? Is that what that was about? Let me know, Jason, if that was really far off. Because this is affecting everything. I think this is like a deep magic in your soul, a deep alchemy that's coming through, a deep period of learning and honing your power. And that seems so cliche to say, but I feel like some deep magic. I can't put it any other ways. That's just what I keep getting is a deep alchemy magic. Oh, it wouldn't let me comment. Okay. If it makes sense to you, that's all I care about. You don't have to even tell me. Some people like to hit me up in a DM and tell me what the full color panoply and like let me in on the thing. But big alchemy vibes. So confirmation, you are the transmitter and the receiver vibrationally. So yeah, legacy. You're leaving something in your wake after you die. That's what you're working on. So now we're doing Jenny. Jenny's next. We have, I don't know who, okay, so Emily's the newest person in the room. We have Jenny. Then we have Jennifer, right? Or no, or was it Elizabeth and then Jennifer? I think Elizabeth was in between. So we'll get to everybody. I'm sorry I wasn't letting you comment. It's so stupid. If that happens and you still want to participate, you're leaving me. So you wanted about work, Jenny? Like, do you want to know about a new firm, or do you want to know about just your general outlook? As far as Emily goes, if you have a hard time and you want to communicate with me while you're watching and I can't see your comments, DM me, and I try to keep my eyes on my DMs. What's up, Christopher? I see you. We'll look into that new firm. What sort of oracle? What's best for the nerfer? Nerfer. We're gonna go with the Kyle Gray. Raise your vibration oracle. New firm, new outlook for career. What's Jenny's message? You are worthy, and the water bearer is present. So I would say that very comfortably, if you have notable Aquarius energy, this Leo season's actually going to be a good stimulus and opposition for you. So, you might feel going into this situation that you're biting off more than you could chew, or you might be questioning your abilities, but you don't have any issues on the side of spirit to be able to pour from a full pitcher. We need water to live. That's a great image of abundance and confidence. Good stuff. So, how many? Four. They want four. I'll usually feel a tingle in the deck when I feel like the combination is right for the moment. It's kind of warm. One more. Okay, so that was four. Makes sense. Okay, Five of Wands. I love the Queen of Pentacles. Cool. Yeah, change is hard. Getting into a new situation and meeting new people is always tough. There's a little like bumping elbows with new people, and they're wanting to assert dominance that you have to deal with at a new job of any kind. But ultimately, people are going to be very generous with you, and you're going to be able to turn that around. I feel like you're being promised that it's not going to be as hard work. There's going to be a little bit less for you to do, and perhaps you're getting paid more to do a little bit less. But it makes you feel inspired to be over and above, you know. I feel this is really good because of this card. It feels like a really familiar environment, even though it's new. I feel like this is very friendly. People aren't stabbing each other in the back overall, even though things were kind of bumpy getting in there. It's warm and fuzzy at the end. and you have less to be concerned with. And I think maybe partially that's what the Five of Wands is kind of talking about too, is when we've been so beaten into a corner by a job or a relationship, when things start finally turning around into a nicer way, we're traumatized and we're like, this is too nice. This is like, this can't be for real. Like, there has to be a catch. But that's why we got the You Are Worthy card. So you don't lose focus on what it is you've actually cultivated and earned here. You wouldn't be here if you didn't have have something to do with it or be worthy in that place. Ultimately, down the road, as time goes on in the future, that is what we love fortune tellers for. Future. I would say the Six of Cups is speaking on how you'll look back at this time of your life. And I don't think this is wasted time. I think you're about to enter one of the best phases of your life, ultimately, in terms of the type of work that you get to do, the way you're getting recognized and respected at work, and the types of things that you're able to accomplish right now. So, congratulations. I like this for you. And then I think it was Elizabeth. Good stuff. Elizabeth, let me know what area of life you want me to look into. I love good news. One of the best times of your life. It's exciting. Makes me wistful and nostalgic for something I haven't even experienced. Relationships. Yes, ma'am. I've got a cool little relationship deck that covers a lot between like just regular shit and shadows and this and that. So I think I'm going to pull from that. It's just something I picked up on Temu. But I really like it. It is the Island Time Wellness Love Oracle cards. Somebody very clever made it. So we're looking into Elizabeth. Elizabeth is one of my middle names. So my toys when I was a little kid said Patsy growing up because one of my other middle names is Patricia. And then they started calling me Katie with a Y to get into school. And then I chose to be Katie with an IE. But my full name, my real name is Kathleen. But nobody's ever called me. I wanted to do when I was like 13, change my name to like Elizabeth and or some sort of derivative like Liz because I really loved Elizabeth Taylor. Anyway, sorry. Name game. They needed to be shuffled anyway. I might as well chit chat. They're tuning in. Okay, let's get into the relationships. Give me the best card for Elizabeth's relationships. Oh, I'm sorry that this is the best card that they picked. It's annoying, but it's okay. We'll get into deeper advice for it. We got the Chaser. Beth, you're named after Elizabeth Taylor? I love that. My grandmother went by the name Betty, but her real name was Florence. Everybody went by like a nickname in my family. It's so weird. You got the Chaser. Chaser in codependent relationship, fear of abandonment. So you're probably like very aware of this element in your life, without a doubt. unfortunately. There's not too much expanding I can do on that. Now, you might feel like you don't personally exhibit this behavior and somebody in your life is being clingy, not letting you go, or is afraid of losing you, and therefore they might be very close to getting you lost. It could go either way. Let's get into the cards. The cards. They're all cards. And we know it's the tarot. Your grandma was an Elizabeth too? Or the Florence? You've been training for this. Jenny, you're so in. It's going to be easy for you. And you're going to be worried it's too easy. Like, you're going to be so used to working hard, and I want you to get unaddicted to the working hard philosophy. Hard work does not mean abundance. It's not equal to abundance. Job doesn't equal money. Money equals money. That's what I love about it. We all get hung up on the wrong shit. And talent is often skill and tenacity. So, Grandma Grandma. Oh, wow. Middle name was Ruby and she went by Betty. Beautiful. Ruby's a great name. I had a Ruth on my dad's side. That's the closest I got to Ruby. It was a Rue. I love the old lady names. We need to bring those back. Okay, well, how many cards do we need for Elizabeth's reading? They say 5. Venus's number. A few months ago, I was asked on a podcast that never made it to YouTube what if I were to pick a song for Uranus. Maybe you didn't ask for a song. It was just the way my brain answered the question. Uranus and Gemini. Yeah, how would I describe Uranus and Gemini? And the message I was given that day was the Beatles' Revolution number 9 on the White Album, where it just says number 9, number 9, number 9, and you hear all this like newsreels and kerfuffle and like crazy shit happening in the background, and that's my Uranus and Gemini vibe. Now that I got all these cards turned over for this romance reading, did we get a reiteration of this chaser energy? A belief in lack, not enough, whether it be personal value or there's not enough people to go around, I'll never find somebody ever again to treat me that good, or I was never enough. I was never good enough in the first place. So, like, why chase? Maybe not why chase, because that is the actual card that we have. So it'd be like, why go for anything else? This is my one chance. Is that really? I mean, that's so limiting. Okay, then we have the Queen of Pentacles again in the same position as in the other reading, and I shuffled. She wanted to come out here, so it's like a personal war, inner battle of, I think you feel this is what it's like, just skimming across my mind. You feel great and so secure in yourself and so together and so with it and peaceful until you're in a relationship. And then you're like, oh my God, all your insecurities are highlighted. And maybe that's why we're seeing this sort of in lava energy, sinking down in lava with the Four of Pentacles, because it's like you're holding on to your identity the best you can in the middle of it because it's like overwhelming. And because you're used to codependent relationships where you disappear. Eight of Wands. It's giving like gaslighting, it's giving love bombing, it's giving I'm scared of moving too fast. And then we have the Fool, because you have this story that every time you take a leap of faith, you're gonna get hurt. Have you ever just thought of like not overcompensating? That sounds way easier than and it is when you're in the middle of this feeling. It's like you want to protect yourself, so you're zigzagging over here. It's self-protection mode, and you're back over here. Woo, woo, woo. Because it's really hard for you to tell what the truth is when it comes to other people. Rightly so, because people can be lying sacks of shit, but there's also a deep wound that you're working with of abandonment. You have to go back to the first time you ever felt like somebody made you feel you were unimportant, made you feel like you weren't enough just to spend time with as yourself, offering nothing for them. Like just you. You didn't have to perform for it. You didn't have to do anything to be worthy of it. They just wanted to spend time with you. The first time you ever craved that and felt like you couldn't get it without performing or without getting their attention in some kind of way. You were like, look at me, like, there's something being addressed here about the anxiety of enoughness when it comes to relationships and possibly money, because we have the Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles popping up. It's like as soon as somebody that you really want to get some validation from, you might respect them, you just might have a crush on them, you might be in a relationship with them or have a situationship. Somebody has an emotional upper hand. The second that thing happens, it's like really hard for you, and then you wobble. Sorry. I'm not trying to read you for filth. I've just been here, and they're giving me very real words to say in this situation. I relate. It's really hard to work, but necessary, okay? It's really hard and necessary. I've been on this journey for a while. Got to work with the shame that was installed in you the very first time you were ever made to feel not enough. The first time you ever had to chase somebody down to look at you, to talk to listen to you, to touch you, to hold you, to treat you like a human being. The first time you ever had to ask somebody to treat you like you were existing. You were probably such a good kid, and it was because of trauma. You're such a good kid, and they'd just leave you alone or whatever, thinking you could handle it. So that's really hard in your relationships down the road. You have to date yourself, and really, really what I mean by date yourself is to decenter relationships for a while and understand where this wound came from and what it is that would make you feel secure and other people. I don't know how, if you've taken long periods of being single before. If you're, I would say it would be like this, okay, without knowing your situation. Instead of trying to date opposites, like, oh, I dated a guy that was like this, and now I'm going to date a guy like that, and you're picking opposite ends of the spectrum in guys, I would say do the opposite of, if you've been dating a lot, pull it back. Date yourself for a while. Put yourself as a priority. Still go out, sit at a restaurant, have the experience of giving to yourself. I know it's going to sound shitty. Just for a little while, giving to yourself as if you were your own lover. Make decisions as if, you were cosplaying somebody who loved themselves. What would they do with themselves in a day? And conversely, if you've been single for too long because you're afraid of this codependency shit rearing its ugly head, there's no way to really practice trusting without getting to know people. So if you've been putting yourself in a locked cage and doing the opposite of dating, it's time to try to break through that and give yourself the security to go through this. But go cautiously. Go ahead and watch for red flags. Go ahead and make sure you're not going too fast. Do things differently. There's nothing wrong with starting the cycle over. You can still learn from your heartbreaks, but you can redefine them outside of relived trauma. They can inform you, but there's a way of getting inside of your own mind and instilling your self-worth so that they sting less and they turn into better lessons. So either way you like it, slice it. I think that's a good roundabout way of talking about your relationships. Sorry about that. It's a hard lesson, but it's a good lesson. It's a lot of dedication. And it's a lot of redirecting your thoughts, telling yourself that you have your own back no matter what. I used to hug myself a lot after my divorce and say to myself in my head, Katie, I love you. I got your back. It's going to be okay. And that meant a lot to me at the time because I had spent a lot of time getting drunk or leaving my body, being disassociated, and I hadn't really felt secure inside my body for a long time. So just starting there, I'm like, it felt nice. It actually felt like a hug from somebody else. It released the oxytocin, and I was like, damn, I do love me, and I do have my back, and it is going to be okay. And I feel safer around other people, and even to this day, one-on-ones, um, interpersonal conversations, whether it be parasocial or otherwise, being up in front is a lot more comfortable for me than being with one-on-one people. Oh my God. What's up, Candy? Khadijah's here. This is my friend. All right. I think we're good for your reading, Elizabeth. I think we're tapped out. Do you feel like we answered your questions? I don't want to come out of a reading that savage and not give you some aftercare. That's very revealing when stuff like that comes out. At least it feels revealing. You okay? You feel all right? Now we had Jennifer. Is Jennifer here still? Wiederman? Hopefully that's the way it's said. Okay, cool. Wiederman. Okay, I remembered it right. Okay, clarity. That's what I'm here for. It's the best I can give somebody in something murky. So I'm sorry how tangled feelings like that can get, but I think you're closer than you are far away from good relationships. Career now. What deck for Jennifer's career? Come on, man. Tell me which deck is it. It doesn't really matter. They're all good. All right. We're going to use this one. I think it's fun. Usually it feels like, the spiritual equivalent of having like a Sims indicator over one of my decks. Like a little arrow or a little gem. Like, oh, that's the one. All right. Let's look into the career for Jennifer. You got the clock. Need time. Takes time. In time. Cycles. Time to heal. And progress. Sounds like endurance to me. Sounds like a little bit every day. Not a bursts, but consistent little bits. How many cards do we need for Jennifer's career? They're saying 3. So let's do it. Let's get these quads. Cool. I like it. We have a very stable, very joyous 4 of wands to start it. Girl party. Well, like, to me, this is like the perfect beach party movie in the 60s. That's what it evokes to me. Two of Cups. Very interesting for a career. There we have. There we have it. You love too many things, and it's difficult for you to pick a priority where to spend the majority of your time. The advice in these cards is you have to really, 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 really get into what's rewarding you back for spending time with it. Because we're talking about the clock. We have a limited amount of time on this planet. Sometimes it drives me really crazy that I won't be able to read every book that's ever been written or listen to every album that's ever been created musically. Like, it's a big downer to think about sometimes. But we have to really, really hone it in. We have a great amount of love in your heart for a lot of things that you can give to the world, but you have to look at what's rewarding you back financially, since it's your career. Because we're human. We have a finite amount of it. Unfortunately. It's the Twilight Zone. This planet is the Twilight Zone. That's why. So, thank you. I just saw Jennifer. Thank you. And I'll consider that a pay it forward if, I'm just going to separate my consciousness real quick. If Emily wants a reading, I'll pay it forward. You can get one, just say so. After I'm done with Jennifer. I'm not done with Jennifer yet. March is Mars. Leo Mars, combust square Pluto. Yeah. So you have Mars and Leo as well? Because it's combust. It would be next to your sun. Yeah. I have Mars opposite Pluto. So don't be too scared about Mars connecting with Pluto. It will give you the focus you need. Like, I have some yods to Pluto in my chart. Seventh house Pluto with your, seventh house Leo. Okay. It's not the worst. It's not the worst. It's not easy with oppositions and squares, but this is the tenacity and stubbornness that most people don't have the gift to accomplish, even though it might kill us to get it done, as it were. We have to let, and this is your new life. I keep getting this message all the time lately, just listening to podcasts and materials. I'm taking some classes for Mommy Onami. And I almost lost the quote. Jesus. I knew not to say Mommy Onami's name. Made me forget my whole thing I was just about to say. Basically, the essence of you can't be aiming to be the jack of all trades and the master of none if you also simultaneously want to make a lot of money and be really good at what you do. You have to hone it all in and really pick what it is that aligns with your soul the most. That is a burden, because your passions have to be sorted through as Ten of Wands, heavy passions. But you do have something beautiful about the way you do handle your career, and that is, I would say this Four of Wands is very indicative of your consistency every day, and your ability to be prolific. We discussed this earlier. I think that's why we're getting this card showing up. You really have to get into what you love the most and what sings to your soul back in reciprocity. This is a very mercurial card. Time management, pacing yourself to avoid burnout. This message resonates. Yeah. Oh, the quote. It came back. You have to kill your old life. You have to let your old life die in order to receive your new life. That was the quote that keeps coming up. The most recent person I heard say it was Mami Onami. So whenever you're pursuing something with full focus, something has to die. Whether it be an old interest or whatever. You can't give time to it right now. Oh, Jesus. Why did I forget all that? Oh, I'm about to start my period. I'm getting all achy and moody. Endometriosis is crazy. You get full body cramps. I made a dozen boiled eggs before I got on right now because I've been enjoying the convenience of the protein. It's just easy as fuck. So I'm looking forward to eating that when I get off. It's exciting to me. It looks like I might be getting some messages. I'm a little bit worried that I've been missing something important from somebody, maybe trying to get a reading. Double check. Things are loading so slow. Or he's being super gay. Okay, it looks like it's mostly just group chats popping up. It's nothing, nobody trying to get my individual attention. Okay. Cool. Nobody's feeling left out. That's something I'm really cognitively, like, stays on my heart, is if people feel left out or if they didn't feel like um they were seen. I would never want somebody to feel that way. Or if I've made somebody feel condescended to outside of shit posting, that would suck. Okay, so the period will come and go as far as feeling better. I have a couple more days of PMSing before that happens, but it'll breeze through. Are you feeling like that was a good career reading for you? You feel good with that? Is there, says I have 3 people in chat right now. Is there one more person that wants a reading? I know there's a delay, so I haven't seen anything. Okay, Emily. I'm glad you're here still, Jenny. It's real fun to get to do these. It's a privilege. So I have some pre-gifted, pre-sponsored paying it forward. So, Emily, I got you. Now, what area of life would you like me to look into, Emily? That's how I do things around here. Lurking is fine. I love it when you guys talk to me too, though. I can't always talk while I'm in the middle of channeling, but I come back down. When you tell me what area of life you want, Emily, I'm gonna get started. I'm guessing that's one and the same. Like it's a romantic move. The big life changes. I'm guessing you would have a reason to move to Washington without this romantic interest. This deck. Yeasty. I will warn you, I've lived in Washington State before. If you're used to the sunshine, it's going to be a very big adjustment. Well, that sounds hopeful. I got a divorce in Washington. I loved the foraging. I loved going on walks there. It was unreal how beautiful it was. Okay. So you already know what to expect. I don't feel like I was properly warned about the level of sunshine that I was going to be missing when I moved to Washington State. I'm in Southern California. Vegas is too hot though. Too hot. Let's see what we can get for Emily. Hammer. Sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, working on it. But see what I mean by this deck is all over the place? I love I love it. It's clever. So I would say you've probably dealt with some sabotage. And you already know about that. And that's, what you're working on. Is it the rebuild phase? That's why this card came up. Got that yawning thing going on already. Big feelings usually bring me up to start yawning. Water energy or cancer specific energy or just like big heavy feelings to process. Let's see, how many cards do we need for Emily? They're saying 4 is going to cover all of the things you need to know. Okay. Heavy water placements. What's up, Sabina? Good to see you. Yeah, the blackberries are unparalleled in the summer, and then I really loved in the fall, like Amanita muscaria hunting. I had some really great shamanic experiences foraging mushrooms. But you have to be real careful eating those, all right? Don't be crazy. Four cards, please. I just can't believe the comments are working tonight. I can see it on the device that I'm recording on, which is amazing. Nine of Pentacles. I love that fancy bitch. All right, I fucking shuffled. We have the Eight of Wands again. Then we have the Emperor. Zaddy's coming in. See? Everything is covered. Wow. So, Knight of Pentacles. We're starting here. What don't we love about this bitch? Like, she's got it all covered. She's got the proof that she's earned it. But she has this whole luxurious vibe. So there's security in multiple ways and abundance. Fertile juiciness. So I would say this is a good period of your life that you're about to go into. And we're seeing a literal move with the fast moving Eight of Wands. You know, this can be lots of messages back and forth too. So I still think I am suspicious that you have somebody in mind already. Because this feels already installed. Like you might be talking to somebody already as it is. Maybe not necessarily an Aries, but definitely somebody with commanding, strong masculinity. Somebody with a real strong self-identity. And like Jordan Peterson would say, knows his monster and can control it. Hey, Leah. Yeah, the donation-based readings are, I've been, up till now, I got a sponsor. So somebody who loves this group very much, preferred to be nameless, started off with donating for 4 people. And then somebody else donated 1 more. So I've been basically doing almost free readings tonight. Sometimes people pay it forward like that. So it's really great. So sometimes that's how the donation works. But when it's you buying your own reading, and because of your line of succession for this evening, you would be behind Emily. So that would be starting over the donation cycle. It doesn't matter what you send me as long as some sort of energetic, some form of reciprocity is showed. All my data for my Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Zelle is in the description, and it's pretty easy to find. But whatever you got, whatever you can handle, whatever you feel like a reading is worth to your soul tonight, or what your pocketbook can stretch to. It doesn't hurt my feelings if it's small. I would show up to you for you the exact same as I showed up for everybody else. That's how my donations work. So, um, and we have time. I've been reading for another half an hour from now. So I'll be here for another half an hour. I don't know if Sabina wants anything. I'm glad she's here. Or if she just popped in and popped out. No, I'm not done. I'll get back to the reading. There will be no mistaking this man in your life. He's very forward. He knows what he wants. If he wants to make it happen, he's going to make it happen. And distance, whatever, isn't going to affect anything. It doesn't, it's irrelevant. So if you're worried about moving at a certain distance and having it be a complication, that's not even an issue. He's the man. He's the emperor. He'll do whatever he needs to do. This is the Lovers. It's a very strange Lovers. It's not the most peaceful, of course. This is after the moment of sin. So they have full knowledge of their nakedness, their vulnerability, really. And they have a little bit of an awareness of shame because the angel of God is literally coming down and being like, you're in trouble. So it's a little nerve-wracking. But this is a moment where they're in essentially a trauma bond, which is one of the strongest bonds you can have in a relationship, for better or for worse. This is just this pulp tarot deck. Now we know this is a relational card. This is something that we generally, Two of Cups tends to be more of a heart to heart, but this is definitely a relationship card. A lot of people won't read the Lovers as like romantic relationships. They'll say, this could be your mother, this could be your kid, um, familial, sure, whatever. We're doing a romance reading involved with a moving reading, so our purpose is definitely for romance. I don't think you stay single, but you are moving, and the move doesn't look like it's going to be putting you in a bad place. There's nothing wrong. You're rebuilding from sabotage, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, working on it. So this, I would say, yeah, like I said, you're getting a lot of messages back and forth. There's somebody making themselves known to you, and they're very forceful about it. I think, you know, um, they're probably going to wear you down. Just make sure it's not going too fucking fast. Aries, 7th house. So you're Libra rising. Libra risings do move real fucking fast in relationships. Real fast. Okay. Are we caught up? I'll pause for a second from speaking. It's a lot of talking. So tell me about your Mercury retrogrades. There's certainly a couple of new people in here. I told you guys, if you watch at the beginning of this, I told you my crazy Mercury retrograde dream. I'm glad it's hitting. That's important. Is there anything else? Do you feel like that solved enough of the mystery right for now? Did we get deep enough? Or do you have a particular question stemming off of this reading while we're here? I don't think there's anybody else. I don't think Leia is still here. Oh, thank you. My connection is slow. And there's a delay always. I don't know why Facebook can be so slow when I don't remember which platform I was using the other day, but it was instantaneous. Like it was Whatnot. Whatnot works really great. People were seeing my comments right away. Are you okay to file before? That's a real important question. They're saying 2 cards. Let me get for that. File for custody before retrograde ends. Refiling for custody before retrograde is over. Refiling for custody before retrograde is over. It's safe. It's safe to file. It's very, very important to word it. Is it safe to file for Mercury retrograde? Is it safe? I think it might be a good advantage for you to strike. I'll show you what I'm looking at. First card. I was like, oh, oh, oh no. But then it's like things stabilize and you're actually happy about it. I think you have an element of surprise in your favor. The other parents are compliant. I'm not sure what that means. But yeah, it looks like it's a good time. I mean, change is change. Old things gotta die. Structure's gotta end. But ultimately, it's really healthy feeling with the Four of Wands right there. Usually a sign of, a stable family traditionally in the tarot. So I see nothing bad about that. Okay. Yeah. If it's already something that's been pre-discussed, you don't need to pause filing any paperwork. However, I will warn you that clerical mistakes might get made. Nothing terribly wrong will happen, but something I've experienced the most as being a Mercury retrograde person is that somebody might mess up the file. It might need to get resubmitted at some point. But that could happen any old day. So, live your life. Take your kids and go. Now, I'm thinking about it, and I usually do a group reading for the actual group itself for ASO. So I'm gonna switch gears here until somebody acts like they want another reading, or if it's winding down, that's okay too. Timing, nothing's ever perfect. Nothing's ever 100% smooth sailing. I would just, yeah, pay attention, make sure that you didn't make an error on the paperwork. You can't control once it's on the other side of the desk what happens, but just expect minor annoying snags. Might slow things down a little bit, but it's not so bad that you shouldn't go through with it. Things got to change. what? I'm going to do this. The Shadow Work Oracle deck. What does ASO need to work on as far as shadow work is concerned? What are some of the pitfalls? What are some of the overall things as a group that we really need to focus on? As a conglomerate ASO, what are our shadow work blind spots? How can we help each other be the most shitpostiest best group ever? We have 19,000 people. How can we use that? And it's growing. So fuck. Let's look at that. Well, thank you, Jenny. Thank you for your time. Like, we have limited time on this planet, and you're spending it with me. How cool is that? That's badass. It's shadow work for the group. The biggest thing we need to worry about working on is control. Letting go of the illusion of control, we open ourselves to genuine freedom, domination, manipulation, and power. This is our thing that's lurking in the dark, that is either going to be our biggest crutch or crisis or our biggest superpower, depending on how we use it. Control. Now, I would say that's about self-control. Understanding that we're here to shitpost and be little dicks to each other, but we always have control of our reactions in it. We're a punk rock kind of thing where nobody's expected to be walking around with kid gloves unless you just got let into the group and you're brand fucking new and just don't know how it works around here. In which case, sweet summer child, stick around another day. You will learn soon. So, let's see. What else can ASO learn? Not just about control, but anything that we need to learn for Leo season. As family. As a not cult. 3 cards. Do less. Funny. Justice. Something about okay, so if we're upset, it's because we like it. We have to realize that. If there's things that we're trying to control about other people that we can't reach and actually control, like, we have to really look at our boundaries. Do our boundaries include controlling things other people do? That's not a good boundary. Boundaries control what we're going to do, what affects us personally, what we're going to let happen to us. We can't control other people in a boundary. People can say and do whatever, but what you do about it is the issue. That's how we do this justice thing correctly. That's how we do this control thing correctly, is controlling ourselves and realizing if it sucks and we keep having this problem, we keep bumping into somebody that that presses this button inside of us that triggers us, baby, that's a kink by now. That's a kink. You love bitching about it. It's sadomasochism at this point. Like it's sexy for you. Just admit it. You love this problem. Then we have the Four of Swords. Do less. If this place really bothers you that bad, you can always walk away for a while and go touch some grass. Going to bed is an option. Period. Give it a rest if it gets too bad. There's so many other parts to life. Knight of Cups. Thank you for that, Emily. I appreciate you. This is what I was born to do, so I love doing it. It's a good it's a just fun for me to sit here and be able to do this anytime I can, even when I have clients from, working on with them through scheduling and having full sessions of like 90 minutes. I love that shit. That's where my um zest for life really comes out, and it's just my favorite thing to do in the world, and I want to do more of it and eventually quit my other jobs. I want to do this full time, and then more. I want to, spiritual advice and build on that. But anyway, Knight of Cups, ASO. Flirting is going to be revolutionary. You can manipulate a lot with a flirtatious attitude. Mutable water. It's Pisces, right? I know they usually give Pisces the Page of Cups, but the Knight of Cups is very passionate. This particular style of Knight of Cups is Don Quixote energy, where he's chasing the horizon, turning windmills into giants and shit. Fanciful. Good imagination, this one. So I would say be clever. Stick to doing what you love, or stick to focusing on what you love about this group instead of trying to control what it is. The more you try to control it, the less of a good time you're going to have. The more you control yourself and your reactions and how you perceive things, the better of a time you're going to have. Ultimately, I always run through things twice. If it's resetting your nervous system in a negative way, take a break. Ultimately, it's time to focus back on shit posting and realize the only reason why we get upset with each other is because we love each other. What's up, bros? Some new faces in here tonight. I just got done with an overall reading for ASO. Cute. We're just all lovers at the end of the day. Oh my goodness. What time is it? We have about approximately 15 minutes before I leave. So if there's anybody else. There's a donation in there. We can pay it forward if anybody wants a reading. It's been a pay it forward night tonight, and that's what I love about this group. People are so down to be so giving for the person in front of them. So, Rose, I don't know if you're still here, but give me a shout out if there's anybody in this group that I have not yet read for tonight. Give me the area of life you want me to read for. Give me one word. It can be a small sentence. I don't really care. I don't need a lot of information to give you information. It's been really interesting seeing new names tonight. Very unusual. Today's been a very psychic day. Like, very loud psychic day. Moon conjunct Jupiter. No, it's not. Moon conjunct Jupiter. Moon's in Leo now. It's very interesting weather. I might get a little stuck on the astrology, but my heart is good. I appreciate you guys for sitting in with me and spending time sitting here and listening to the whole thing. It's cool as fuck. I love the community I'm able to build here. Fish. I'm not entirely sure what you need. You want me to do reading on fish? We'll look into that. We'll see what can come of that. I'm game. We'll do the James Bond Frog deck. James Bond Frog deck for fish. Message from Rose's son. What can we learn? I accept everything that happens in divine order. Patience. You can't go fishing without a little patience. You have to wait. And I suppose that's what Jesus meant when he said, I'll make you fishers of men. You have to be patient. It's not really going out there and proselytizing or casting a net. It's having the patience to realize there's a lot of things that affect a human life. And patience requires that. Fishing in that way. Very interesting. My brain works in mysterious ways. So, how many cards for this? I feel like you're gonna do 3. It's like they gave me a number between 2 and 3, and I don't know how to translate a number between 2 and 3. Angels are weird. It's a symbol I've never seen before. Freaking weird. Stop being weird. Ace of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Pick these up and actually show them. Ace of Pentacles. New start in the direction of finances or feeling secure. Things that you can smell, see, taste, touch, tangible. comfortable. Nine of Pentacles. Tangible, again, physical. Things that are physical. Feeling really, really abundant and well-to-do. Feeling taken care of. And Earth signs are very, very patient, generally. Generally speaking, their cliche is that they're patient. Takes a while. They'll be willing to do the investment, though. She's flexing. The next card is flexing, too. So, this is a very mysterious reading. So I'm going to do my best. It's not the most focused area of life that I'm used to. And mediumship is not my favorite, but I can do it. So I'm asking for help from the other side to really get into this deeper meaning. I'm having a tickle in my throat that wasn't here until I started reading for you. What is that telling me? I'm getting that there's something about being very hot-headed and being too quick with your words. It's connecting to this fire sign energy. So this earth and fire are what's up in this reading in front of me. Feels like there's something pokey in my throat too. And I haven't had like swallowed anything. So as weird as this is, I'm not getting a full story. I'm not getting a full story. It's like coming in clips and sensations. So there's security, there's abundance, and there's also a feeling of defiance. Feminine energies. I don't know why the throat is involved, because there's also this gift. Rough. It's not just we're rough with words. There's a gift of words. There's a speaking. Something speaking has a lot to do with whatever this is. There's either a singer or somebody who just talks a lot. Come through. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but let's see what we can get. Okay, I keep circling around that this is a warning. This is what I'm seeing. So this is what you're getting. You need to watch your mouth. You don't know the full story. When you get confronted with whatever you think is evidence, you need to watch your mouth. You just don't know yet. There's going to be something presented to you in front of you. It's not a good time to be going on a verbal battle. There's a perception here that needs to be clarified. Don't be hasty. Very strong need to be patient. Okay. I sat there for a really long time. That's what's coming out. Oh, autistic. Cute. Okay. If it, there's a lot to say about fish if we're talking about. I had my eyes closed this whole time, and that was a very weird reading. They're saying watch your mouth. There's something coming up that I feel strongly about that. There's something coming up. My brain is working the way it's working. You might not know what it is yet, but you're going to become. It'll make sense later on, probably. Because I didn't know what fish meant, and I'm just sitting there with the cards, whatever came out. So, fish. You're in a good financial position in these cards, whatever came out. Silly. As far as fish goes, I mean, there's lots of different kinds of fish. But just because it lives in the ocean and has a tail and doesn't breathe air, it doesn't mean that it's a fish. You know, sometimes it's a shark. Sometimes it's a dolphin, and that's a mammal. So there's a whale, and that's not a fish either. Lots of different stuff about fish. My pleasure, Rose. Bonkers. Everything in divine order. You might get some good financial stuff, but still, watch your mouth. Like, I don't know what that's about. All right. I can hang it up. It looks like we're about to hit 6 p.m. and my voice is talked out. That was a fun, weird reading for fish. So, yeah, patience is a good word, and you can't go fishing without patience. So, it's been a pleasure spending time with you guys. It says I have three viewers. I don't know who all three of you are. I can only see Jenny and Rose. But whoever's still here, thank you. Or how do folks do it? Like, much love. No fucking clue. If Rose, feel free to hit me up if that reading made sense down the road. If you go, she said, watch my mouth, and it comes in handy, I would be dumbfounded and love to know. That's literally what I was getting. And those cards don't even normally say watch your mouth. So I would be just as confused as you to learn what that would actually be about. So I love you guys. Thank you for being here with me and spending time with me this evening. And I'll see some of you in the council. Just the fact that you guys spend time with me at all is a beautiful thing, and it's a pleasure to be in ASO and watch it develop and be able to take care of people in the way that I was put on this planet to do. So thank you all for being very respectful and spending time with me and providing me with the enjoyment of getting to do this. So always love you guys.